Toledo Speedway hosts round 8 of the 1999 ARCA Menards Series. Welcome aboard as we take a look at the starting grid. Bill Baird, points leader and pole sitter, starts from the front with Blaze Alexander in the Perkins Restaurant Chevrolet. Row 2 is Andy Belmont in the America Online Ford and Frank Kimmel.
Dan Pardis rolls off from inside row 3 alongside Bobby Gerhardt, this year's Daytona ARCA 200 winner. Carl Long and the Sadler Brothers Chevy is next in the lineup alongside Jerry Cook in car number 29.
Scott Baker and Jeff Finley make up row number 5. Row 6 is Randy Churchill out of Windsor, Ontario, with Jimmy Kitchens out of Hueytown, Alabama.
Mike Cicchetti checks in next from the 13th starting position alongside veteran Tracy Leslie. Bob Shack, the 19-time ARCA winner, works with A.J. Hendrickson next.
And it's going to be Mark Gibson in the Jana King Ford on row number 9 with Joe Cooksey out of Illinois. Row 10 is Eric Smith in the Southtown Motorsports Ford with Kurt Piercy out of Normal.
Row 11, Dill Whittemore, the Mount Olive Pickle Chevrolet. Ron Cox leading rookie contender alongside row 12, Dennis English and Richard Hampton.
Row 13 is Wes Russell and Chuck Weber out of Indiana and Texas, respectively. Row 14, Mike Lors and Kevin Counselor out of Naples, Florida.
In row 15, Randy Van Zant, the Brookville, Ohio driver, alongside the veteran Norm Benning. David Boggs and Bob Strait make up row 16.
And provisional starts were provided for those two men. We had 4 drivers who will not start here today. Hopefully we'll get a chance to mention them at some point as the pace car is out on the track. And we're getting set to go green here behind pole sitter and points leader. And that is going to be Bill Baird, a guy running from the front here. He has had them covered all race long. Our onboard cameras. First of all, we will start with Bobby Gerhardt in the number 5 car, the Kuwait Casino Chevrolet, a 98 Monte Carlo. And then the 56 car will also carry a camera for us here. Dill Whittemore out of Seymour, Indiana, the Mount Olive Pickle Chevrolet, also a 98 Monte Carlo. The 83 car, Jeff Finley out of Lansing, Michigan, the Duralube Chevrolet, also a 98 Monte Carlo. A lot of those cars very popular in short track stock car racing. And finally, carrying a camera for us from the number 4 start position will be Frank Kimmel out of Jeffersonville, Indiana, in the Advanced Auto Parts Chevrolet. So the field is set. Bill Baird prepares to take him away here at the front of the field along with Blaze Alexander. First laps are always very important in the ARCA Menards Series. Tight racing goes throughout all of the laps here today, but the first one just seems to set the tone. Fans are on their feet in anticipation of the green flag, and it waves with Bill Baird getting a jump on Alexander, takes the inside line, and stage is set for some more great racing here.
Bill Baird, Sturgis, Kentucky driver, your current point leader, shows the way back to 3 and 4. Got Blaze Alexander in tow. Bobby Gerhardt hooked up to the high side here off turn 2.
Quickly into single file up in front of the field, and that is the way to get this thing going here. Got to find a spot in the conga line if you're going to dance.
Right now, doing the dance is Bill Baird, Blaze Alexander, and Andy Belmont lined up 1, 2, 3 with Frank Kimmel in tow. On board with Frank, the defending ARCA champion, looking to turn around his season. Been a bit of a struggle this year in 1999. Right now, a struggle for Dan Pardis, and 42 has got himself turned around, Brian.
Well, this happens oftentimes when you're back there deep in the field. That sort of accordion effect and a domino effect. Scott Baker caught up in the melee afterwards, and his A&A Manufacturing Chevrolet has found a parking spot down inside turn number 4. Bill Baird leads this one. It's early and we're under caution. Still under caution here at Toledo behind the pace car. An early incident brought out a yellow flag here just as Bill Baird had jumped down in front of second place starter, his fellow front row mate Blaze Alexander. Everybody else had pretty much found the single file there, Don, and we're going to go back green here in that order.
Bill Baird will show the way off turn 4. Blaze Alexander running second, looking for his first career ARCA Menards Series victory. Been runner-up finisher several times in this series, but not yet to victory lane. Kimmel will try it to the high side of Belmont off turn 2.
And it is Baird with the lead, but Alexander looking down inside already, and the 46 of Frank Kimmel is right there in the neighborhood alongside the 40 car of Andy Belmont. Good race for third right now.
Absolutely.
You're on board with Kimmel.
You're touched back there in the corner, rubbing a little sheet metal, but that's part of the formula in short track racing. You'll see more of that, I suspect, before the night is done.
I suspect you are right. Bill Baird and Blaze Alexander starting to stretch a little bit of a lead. Baird's got a couple of car lengths over second. Second with a couple of car lengths over third place, Andy Belmont. And then it's a little more room back to fourth after Kimmel bobbled a little bit with some help. He lost some ground.
Bobby Gerhardt running very well. He struggled a bit in the ARCA short track package, but has really come into his own here at Toledo Speedway. He likes this track. He hasn't been here for 10 years, but he's found a handle, one that's working very well, and working on Frank Kimmel right now.
Kimmel in fourth spot, leading a long freight train of drivers that includes Bobby Gerhardt. Carrying our onboard camera right there with him too is Jerry Cook. Harold Cook Racing Ford, a 97 Thunderbird, one of the older body styles on the blue ovals.
Yeah, Jerry Cook's actually got a lot of seat time here at Toledo Speedway. He's a former track champion in the late model division here. Doesn't have a lot of ARCA starts, but knows his way around Toledo Speedway on board with a Duraloop car, Jeff Finley aboard.
He's back at 8th spot. We're seeing sparks flying out from underneath Bobby Gerhardt's car as it rolls into the turns. Nothing to be alarmed about.
Notice most of the cars were tucked down the inside groove. Frank Kimmel we saw in the high groove a little earlier on, and that's really where you need to go if you want to pass here at Toledo Speedway. Unless you find the opportunity to sneak underneath, you got to get that chassis working to the high side if you want to move ahead.
Did you say take or make the opportunity to sneak by underneath? Sometimes that happens too.
Gerhardt had a handful there, compliments of Jerry Cook in the 29 car, who was helping Gerhardt off the second corner there.
Finley moving up a spot. He's heading towards the front, it seems, and has the setup dialed in on the Duraloop car.
Good shot down the backstretch, in line, following the Kuwait and Casino's entry of Bobby Gerhardt with Jerry Cook and Jeff Finley in tow, and Randy Churchill in the 39 car, the only Canadian driver in the show here tonight.
Leaders are sneaking away from this battle, but it is the best one on the track right now as Bobby Gerhardt leads 5 cars around. Make that 7, make that 8 or 9 as everybody's trying to get on the train.
Absolutely, they stack up in a hurry here at Toledo Speedway.
On board with Bobby Gerhardt in 5th. You see the leaders working their way around a little bit of traffic already here at Toledo.
Doesn't take long to find the lap traffic in the short track world, making their way around veteran Norm Benning. He'll go a lap back early on.
On board with Gerhardt, and you can see the line that he's choosing. The lap cars tend to stay down low. Just ahead of him is Frank Kimmel. Kimmel taking the high line, ducks around the outside, and Gerhardt follows him.
Off the 4th corner, Bobby Gerhardt works around Rock Hill, South Carolina driver David Boggs. He's a lap back now as well. Still on board with Frank Kimmel.
Kimmel driving awful hard here in the early going. Here and get on and off the throttle. Setting his rhythm, finding his reference points to turn the car in, even though he has to go around some lap traffic to do so. Bill Baird is your leader in the number 52 car. He's out of Sturgis, Kentucky, the only 2-time winner here in the 99 season. Blaze Alexander, fellow front row starter, is running in 2nd spot, and those two are running away.
And I might add that Blaze Alexander couldn't be hungrier for victory. He's been, as we mentioned, a runner-up finisher in this series so many times, but not yet to victory lane. Hoping to change that here tonight. Andy Belmont giving it a great run, the America Online car. He's got his short track program very much in order. With Frank Kimmel in tow at the moment, that's probably an unwelcome sight.
Kimmel is a man to be feared, and that 46 car seems to be working just fine. Not quite as well as the 2 leaders, though, who have gotten quickly through traffic and have definitely hit the setup here as darkness begins to fall on Toledo Speedway.
Yeah, the leaders have checked out a bit. There goes Frank Kimmel. We talked about that higher line. If you want to pass here at Toledo Speedway, you've got to make that chassis work to the high side. Looks like Kimmel has got a pretty good working chassis at this point anyway.
It is the long way around the racetrack, but you said it more than once. It's the only way to get around effectively here. Opportunistically, you might get through on the inside if you either make it or take it. Kimmel's got to work the high line if he's going to make a pass by design here. And a little bit of traffic there plays into the favor of Andy Belmont as Kimmel works on the outside once again of Bobby Gerhardt's car. And Gerhardt takes the spot away.
Yeah, right now that high line that Kimmel's working hurt him a bit. He'll back up another spot as Andy Belmont takes off from the pack, but it's Gerhardt who replaces Kimmel for that 5th spot now.
A little more rubber on the 1 racing groove, down a little bit lower. You could see that 2nd groove come in just a little bit more. Right now, though, a lot of the rubber that's being laid down on the low groove some of it's escaping up on the high side, and Kimmel found out that that's not quite the place to be just yet.
Kimmel's got the 83 of Jeff Finley in tow, the Duraloop car. That's the car owned by Ed Renzi. Finley had started the season in the Busch Grand National Series, but didn't work out there. He's back in the Duraloop car where he spent most of last season in, and I think he's glad to be back, actually. This is a series where Jeff Finley can win, and he hopes to do that very soon.
Good battle here for fourth spot. The 5-car of Gerhardt leading Kimmel, and then, as you mentioned, Jeff Finley out of Lansing, Michigan, the Duraloop Chevrolet, working just fine. He's kind of biding his time for now, just riding, it seems. A lot of guys have found a spot on the track they like. Bill Baird looking for more as he goes through the traffic with Blaze Alexander behind him. Kind of rubbed Blaze off on the lap car. The 06 there gave him a little bit of opportunity.
Blaze had a run on Bill Baird, the leader, going in that first corner, but traffic got in the way and they had to line up to the outside. But no doubt about it, Blaze Alexander's got a race car that's working very, very well.
Jeff Finley in 6th spot. He's in the middle of that great battle here after the 2 leaders and the number 3 car have slipped away. And we're seeing Frank Kimmel going way up high on the racetrack. Smoke, a little bit of smoke coming out of the back of the car. That does not look good for Frank Kimmel. The 46 car definitely slowing on the high line. He's getting out of everybody's way, and it is a big problem for Frank Kimmel.
Not the kind of evening he was looking for, that's for sure. Chasing Bill Baird in the points, currently 3rd in points, and falling out this early on, this certainly won't help his effort there, that's for sure, as Kimmel rolls pit side in the Advanced Auto Parts Chevrolet.
He turns it down to the part of the racetrack that no driver wants to see this early, as we've got an incident out on the track as the 42 car goes around with the 24 of Chuck Weber, Texas driver in his Cardinal Tools Chevrolet. They both get going again.
Pardis has rear end damaged. Wow. Wow, that was close. Weber in the 24 car pulled right out in front of traffic and almost took a few more.
Don Pardis had started up near the front, but he's not there any longer. Under caution once again at Toledo. Getting set to go back green here at Toledo Speedway. Bill Baird is still your leader, and the lead lap cars are lined up on the outside. You can see Blaze Alexander and the number 40 car running in 3rd spot, Andy Belmont's America Online Ford 1-2-3. Frank Kimmel's exit probably gives these guys a little more room to breathe, because he's always a contender when he's out there on the track, but he's not anymore. Baird takes him green again with Alexander, and quickly those two pull away from Andy Belmont. Bill Baird, of course, controls the restart, and Blaze Alexander was right there with him. They were on the same sheet music. Belmont looks like he missed the conductor's baton by a beat.
Well, we'll just have to beat a little harder now as we move on, but it's that advantage to be the leader on the restarts, because you actually do control the pace.
And the more times you can catch the other guys off guard for leader Bill Baird, that's the card he can play here. So now he has, once again, only Blaze Alexander to worry about, as Belmont's struggling a little bit to close the gap. And here we go back to that 4th place battle with Bobby Gerhardt leading a freight train of guys all trying to catch up.
Right now, Gerhardt's struggling to keep the 83 of Jeff Finley in his rear view mirror. Jeff Finley has his share of laps here at Toledo Speedway, not only in this ARCA Marhide series, but in the late model divisions as well. He knows his way around, that's for sure.
Gerhardt in the Kuwait Casino Chevrolet up in front, driving a nice steady line around the track. No wiggles, no bobbles yet. Keeping an eye on the job in front of him, which is to catch the 40 car of Andy Belmont.
Kevin Counselor looks good tonight, the 19 car that's lined up in Finley's rear view mirror out of Naples, Florida. His first ever Toledo Speedway appearance. He looks good.
Once again on board with Gerhardt. There's Andy Belmont's number 40 car just up in front. Dill Whittemore had a great start here today, but he's struggling just a little bit right now.
The Seymour, Indiana driver just signed up Mount Olive Pickles for the remainder of the year. He's pretty happy about that. He ought to be. He's had several runner-up finishes in this ARCA series here at Toledo Speedway and Salem Speedway as well. Still looking for victory lane, though.
Whittemore moving towards the front from his 21st start position, looking at the tail end of Mark Gibson's car right now. Driver out of Georgia in the Janikane Ford, also a 97 T-Bird, one of the older body styles. A lot of guys in the Fords have gone to the newer Taurus body.
Actually, we're seeing more of the Taurus show up on the super speedways, but in the short tracks, we're still seeing a good number of the Thunderbird bodies, and they're still working very, very well. Right now, Mark Gibson appears to be working very well. Working on the 67 of Hueytown, Alabama, Jimmy Kitchens, one of the original Alabama gang.
See that Whittemore has definitely made some forward progress in his number 56 Mount Olive Pickle Chevrolet. He's getting up in the thick of the battle that is in the front part of this field.
Good shot of Tracy Leslie, the Zinsser paints for. That used to be driven by Bob Strait, but that didn't work out. Car owner Jack Bowser has hired NASCAR Busch Series veteran Tracy Leslie, who is also the 1988 ARCA champion. He's got 7 series victory in this league, although unfortunately he's a lap down.
Well, and he just put the 42 car in arrears a little bit more. Dan Pardis, who went around a while ago. Look at already the brake rotors are glowing here at Toledo.
That's Jack Bowser's ride. Jack Bowser with that 21 car has been part of this ARCA series since, what, the early 60s. His son Bobby drove that car to 2 championships. Tracy Leslie aboard now, hoping to give it a good run here tonight.
Started 14th, running 12th right now, and coming up on the backside of Joe Cooksey's Smart Coat powder coating Chevy. A lot of guys going laps down quickly here as Bill Baird and Blaze Alexander are circling this track in quick fashion. Cooksey looks inside, goes outside, or rather Leslie does on Cooksey, and takes the spot away.
Cooksey's having a good year, though, currently 6th in points. He's had top 10 finishes at several tracks and always runs very well. Doesn't have the biggest budget on planet Earth, but does a lot with a little and does very, very well, the Centralia, Illinois driver. Back with Mark Gibson, the 59 car. He's in the Janney King Ford. He's got Dill Whittemore in his rear view mirror as they race for position here off turn 2. Gibson, a 2-time ARCA winner with victories at Texas Motor Speedway in 1998 and Gateway International Raceway off St. Louis there in 1997. He was the runner-up finisher in this series last year. Still has Dill Whittemore in tow.
Whittemore, remember, started 21st and is in 9th place right now looking for more. Mark Gibson running 8th. It seems as though the traffic jam has kind of thinned out just a little bit here. Everybody has found a spot on the racetrack and settled in. And they're taking them a little at a time rather than in big handfuls like in the opening laps.
Dill Whittemore, the Seymour, Indiana driver. Former Rookie of the Year in this series. Watching Andy Belmont put another lap on the 4 car of David Boggs. Belmont's got a good handle on his America Online Ford here tonight. Now that's a Taurus body style, one that's working very well. You see Bobby Gerhardt a little further back working the traffic as well. Randy Van Zandt off the pace. Car number 32, the Devers Truck Bodies entry, well off the pace.
Off the pace and trouble all over the racetrack as David Boggs is down on the inside. He got caught in the revolving door there a moment ago and went another lap down, but trouble all over the racetrack. Take a look at the 42 car of Dan Pardis. Say hello as he grazes the wall and adds to the damage to his number 42 car. We'll take a cut away from the action. The top 5 look like this. Welcome back under caution here at Toledo Speedway with Bill Baird and Blaze Alexander still running the point. Andy Belmont has closed up, of course, and on the restart needs to hopefully pay a little more attention to just how Bill Baird jumps on the gas when the green flag waves. Let's take a look as Baird stands on it. He wiggles to the left a little bit, and Blaze Alexander's right there, but so is Andy Belmont. He did it right this time.
Belmont hung with him this time on the restart. Watching side-by-side action here down the backstretch. That's Randy Churchill to the inside. The Windsor, Ontario, Canada driver wants his lap back in an awful way and will get it, at least for now.
He pulls in front of the leader, Bill Baird, and if he can stay there and get another caution, not only will he get his lap back, but he'll move around to the tail end of the field. So he's running awful hard. Randy Churchill in the Beaver Express JR Traffic Chevrolet in front of leader Bill Baird right now. Is he holding him up a little bit? I'm not sure, but Blaze Alexander's right there too.
Randy's been around the tour quite a bit. So has his father. The Churchills have quite a history with the ARCA Bondo Marhide Series. His father, Jerry Churchill, is a several-time winner in the series. Randy has one series victory, by the way. It happened at I-70 Speedway back in 1992. Lots of action up front. Blaze Alexander had an opening to the inside. He'll take part of it here off turn 2. Leaders are side by side.
And Blaze Alexander will take the lead. It looked like Churchill dove down inside and kind of startled Baird just a little bit. Alexander was not startled at all, and he took the opportunity on the inside. As you said, taking an opportunity when it presents itself is the way to go. He made an inside pass and now holds the lead here at Toledo. Baird drops into second spot, and the answer to the question, is Churchill holding them up, I would say would be no, because they are still pulling away from Andy Belmont.
Blaze Alexander used the traffic to his advantage. We've got trouble up here in 1 and 2. It looks like the 32 car of Van Zandt and the 19 of Kevin Counselor.
Well, they get going again. The damage does not look to be too serious, but the caution flag will fly here at Toledo Speedway. Everybody slows and woes them down. Back to the flag, they get there, and it is going to be Alexander, then Baird. Meanwhile, Frank Kimmel's crew underneath the back of the car, and it appears as though it's the rear end that's given them some trouble here. They're working on it in hopes of getting it back out there.
They've been working on it a long time. All that said, he is now several laps down. If he does get back out, it'll be just for points only.
You can count the laps in handfuls because this is an extended maintenance stop here, or repair stop, for the crew on the 46 car of Frank Kimmel. The Advanced Auto Parts Chevrolet guys are working mighty hard as we get set to go back green. This time Blaze Alexander gets the first chance to stand on the mat, and he pulls a little bit of a jump on Bill Baird. With the lap cars down on the inside row, Alexander makes the most of the restart when he had the controls.
Got a good jump, he did. In fact, he'll carry a 5-car advantage back to 3 and 4. And show the way with Bill Baird in tow.
Blaze Alexander makes another lap in the lead. Bill Baird now drops down on the low line, clear of traffic, and tries to close the gap.
Without the traffic, it'll be interesting to see if Baird can run down the 97 of Blaze Alexander, because it was Alexander who snuck underneath Baird in traffic. So we'll find out, I guess, who is the stronger of the two and find out if Baird can reel in the 97.
Call it a draw so far as Alexander maintains his 4 or 5 car length advantage. But once again, those two are pulling away from Andy Belmont. It doesn't matter which one of them is leading. They are just ever so slightly quicker than Belmont in third spot.
Nonetheless, Belmont still winding it up pretty hard here at Toledo Speedway, giving it a great run in third, and I believe Bill Baird is indeed closing the gap between himself and the leader, Alexander.
A patient man, as he has a lot of experience earlier in his career. Bill Baird might have been a little more impatient to take it away, and we've got another incident on the racetrack as the 06 of Dennis English, Players Casino Pontiac, goes around. No caution yet. Blaze Alexander still leading, but Baird indeed pulling up a little bit of ground and now ducks down inside. So side by side again are the leaders, but Alexander holds the advantage. And with the 06 car circling slowly in front of him, Baird's going to get rubbed off. Oh, he makes an inside pass, and they split around the 06 car, but Baird still drops into second spot behind Alexander no matter what.
Baird still appears to be a tick quicker than the 97 car. We'll see if he can reel him in again. Alexander, we talked about it before, but he's been so many times he's been in this very same position, leading an event towards the tail end and have it go away somehow, some way. He was leading a race a couple of years ago, I recall, at Kilcare Speedway. He got booted out of the way on the last lap. So I'll tell you what, Blaze Alexander is really hungry right now. So is Bill Baird, though, off turn 2.
They work around the 84 of Norm Benning, Pittsburgh PA driver in the Carmate Chevrolet. They get by clean and safe. Baird still looking down low and does seem to be just ever so slightly quicker. He's got to be patient though here, work the traffic, find an opportunity if he's going to make a pass. He's definitely looking low. That seems to be the way he wants to go.
That seems to be where the 52 car is working best. Keep in mind the leaders have not been down pit road. It is possible to go the 150 lap distance here without stopping, without fuel or tires. New tires would certainly help, but it can be done. And right now we haven't seen either on pit road. We'll be back with more right after this.
Here at Toledo Speedway, I'm Brian Trevor with ARCA expert Don Radebaugh. Blaze Alexander still leading Bill Baird, but Baird looking a little less patient to keep it that way. And now he dives inside after Alexander got a little bit loose up in the marbles there. Bill Baird retakes the lead. The pole sitter is once again on the point.
I think Bill Baird's the expert on this duel, and I think he helped himself there to the inside, got Blaze a little loose off the second corner, found the opening to the inside, and took every bit of it.
Well, he was looking there, and that is where he went as Dill Whittemore continues his march toward the front in the number 56 car. He's now working on the 83 of Jeff Finley, and this battle is for 5th place. So up from 21st goes Dill Whittemore, doing a great job here tonight.
That's a respectable run for sure on board with the Duraloop car, but Dill Whittemore has passed more cars out there tonight than any other driver, so we'll certainly keep our eyes on the 56 car, the Duraloop car. Jeff Finley got a whole bunch of Dill in his rear view mirror.
We'll see if Whittemore can pass one more car here, and if that green 56 appears in the peripheral vision of our onboard camera, you know that Jeff Finley will see him too. Finley's still working a nice line around the track, and Whittemore kind of peeking down on the inside there. Maybe like Bill Baird, he will make, not take an opportunity to work the low line.
That's a good ride, that 83 car Jeff Finley's in. That car, of course, the team owner, Ed Renzi, fields a Duraloop car for the Busch Series with driver Kenny Wallace, so he brings quality equipment to the table, and Jeff Finley's got a lot of seat time as well. Right now, he's getting a lesson from Dill Whittemore, who continues to peek inside of the Duraloop entry here off the second corner.
Very light and perhaps almost imperceptible contact between these two so far. Don't see a lot of damage. Do see brake rotors glowing as Whittemore climbs on the binders now. Works on the inside once again. And we see Frank Kimmel back out on the racetrack, but it looks like his car has got some handling problems as he pushes up high.
And of course, as we know, he's already several laps down effectively out of this one. So just, whoa, Frank Kimmel back up high again. You mentioned those handling problems. Got him in trouble there off the 4th corner, nearly touched the wall.
Looked like he might have made some contact. In any case, he was scrambling up there in the marbles as we return to the battle now. And we see the number 21 car of Tracy Leslie, who has lost a lap now, as this battle for 5th spot has taken him for a little bit of a ride. Leslie trying to drop down in there and join it.
It's too bad Leslie got himself a lap down, because he's every bit as quick as the leaders and showing some stuff here.
Whittemore drops in behind now on the 83 car, getting set up to make another run at Jeff Finley. Tried a couple of things that didn't quite work out. Now he's got to keep in mind there are lap cars in front of him, so he's got to sort of use the slalom gates a little bit in his effort to take away the 5th position from Finley.
This onboard camera really gives you a great view of how well Dill Whittemore's car is working, because Jeff Finley, the Duraloop car, can't seem to keep his car tucked down on the bottom where he needs to. Look at Whittemore hold the white line through the corner, able to hold that lower line and get through the corner a lot better than Jeff Finley. Finley's hanging on for dear life at this point.
And just ahead of them both is Bobby Gerhardt, so 4th place is within reach of both of these men. Let's just see who is able to get up there in position to take it first. Again, the 21 car Tracy Leslie is hanging on with these guys and heading towards the front. It's not out of the question that he could get a lap back here with this kind of run. He's gathered it back up. There's Jeff Finley in the 83 car. Do we see the nose of Dill Whittemore's machine yet? Nope, not quite. But we do see the back end of the 5 car just ahead of them in 4th spot.
So both cars appear to be running down the Daytona ARCA 200 winner Gerhardt, who has known to excel on the super speedways. He hasn't participated in the ARCA short track program for a good number of years, and this is indeed one of his better runs of the season as our leaders work the traffic. Plenty of it here off turn 2. Whittemore again has a fender inside of Finley. Unfortunately, he's got Norm Benning in his way as well.
Gerhardt up on the high side, leading this train past some of the lap cars. Whittemore is still down low. Might be looking to do a split move on lap traffic, but a very tight line being taken by the 23 Ron Cox in the Brown Stack Chevrolet. Not going to give him any room. Now he does. He lifts ever so slightly up the track. That gives Whittemore a run down inside, but he can't make it work. At least not yet. Puts a couple of wheels on the grass, and now he has the nose in front. And across the line, officially, he'll be given the spot. And that is 5th place. But Finley is not going to give up so easy. Now Whittemore's down inside. He's going to get balked this time. No, he pulls up high around the 9 car of Eric Smith and falls in line behind Gerhardt, who's 4th. Down inside goes the 24 car. Chuck Weber takes his number 24 into the grass for the 2nd time this evening. We'll take a cut away from the action here. Baird, Alexander, and Belmont are still up front. We're watching a great battle for 4th. Well, we made a green flag pit stop here on Speed Vision while the cars raced back to a yellow that came out on account of the number 24 car of Chuck Weber being parked down in the grass. And we'll have a look at it here from on board of Dill Whittemore's number 56. Look up in the upper left corner of your screen. And around he went. It looked like he kind of did that all by himself. We're not sure. But now for the second time, leader Bill Baird has come in. He came in once for right side tires, and now the Saturn Speedy Pop team goes to work on the left side. A big gamble here and a bit of a surprise. Come in for 4 tires.
Especially because track position here at Toledo Speedway is so important. It's really hard to pass here. And we should also point out that Blaze Alexander, who's been running with Bill Baird all race long, did not come in. These guys just getting out in time too, almost going a lap down, but they're still on the lead lap. Blaze Alexander has not yet been down pit road, and I don't believe we'll see him there.
Bill Baird and Bob Shack both came in. That was Shack who fired out from the end of pit road behind Bill Baird to catch the tail end of the field. On board with Dill Whittemore, and just in front of him we see Andy Belmont's car. The America Online machine that's been running third just about the whole race. So this has tightened up the field as we get set to go back green behind Blaze Alexander, who stayed out. Belmont, who now inherits second position. Then it's Whittemore all the way up to third from 21st. What a run he has had so far. And he has taken away that spot from Gerhardt.
And he worked hard for those positions. You know, he worked on Jeff Finley for nearly 20 laps. So Dill Whittemore, again, getting our attention here tonight and giving it a great run.
On the restart, Blaze Alexander disappearing into the distance as Gerhardt tries to hold on behind Dill Whittemore, but loses a spot. Coming up from the inside is Tracy Leslie, still trying to get his lap back, and with a good opportunity to do so here as the green flag waves again.
Blaze Alexander shows the way. That's the 42 car of Dan Partis, the white car. He is, of course, several laps down. Belmont running second, the America Online car. He's got Dill Whittemore behind him as well. Those are your top 3 front runners for now. Tracy Leslie, again, unfortunately, he's a lap down, but running very, very well.
Blaze Alexander looks like he made the right decision for now anyway by staying out there. Track position important, and it does not appear that his setup has gone away at all. The crew is no doubt telling him that his lap times are still pretty good. No reason to come in and change tires. Baird has gambled that his tires are going to go towards the end of the race and that those of Alexander will go away.
I'll tell you, Bill Baird will need every bit of those new tires to work his way back forward, because he'll have to lean on them hard if he's going to make his way back to the point.
He stayed on the lead lap. And while Blaze Alexander is the leader, here comes Bill Baird working very well through the traffic. So the tires, in fact, are working just fine. He's in 7th position. There were only a handful of cars on the lead lap, so Alexander didn't hurt himself. I mean, Baird didn't hurt himself that badly in terms of results at the end of this race, but how many spots can he make up with all that traffic in between him and leader Blaze Alexander, who's scooting away?
We'll find out soon with laps winding down here in the Jasper engines and transmissions 150. Bill Baird getting in a hurry. He's got lap cars in front of him he'll have to deal with, one of which will be the 59 of Mark Gibson. The 83 car, Jeff Finley, is on the lead lap, but Baird mired in traffic here off turn 2, and plenty of it.
Mike Cicchetti on the outside in the winner circle for it. He moves over and lets these lead lap and faster cars go by just fine. Jumping on the train, though, the 67 of Jimmy Kitchens is in line.
Bill Baird, who was working the inside just a few laps ago, is getting tired of that, and he'll now try the high side. Anything to work his way to the front. However he does it, he's going to have to pedal hard and in a hurry.
Well, he's hoping that Gibson moves up the track a little bit coming off the turn, as Gibson's on old tires, Baird's on new ones. The low line should be working better for the fresh rubber on the 52 car. He keeps looking inside. Gibson gets loose in front of him. Baird has to check up just ever so slightly. It didn't really help.
Keep in mind, Brian, all the while, Blaze Alexander continues to hustle away from the pack. Bill Baird going to have to hurry.
Alexander nowhere to be seen in this battle as Bill Baird tries to get himself up in contention in this race. Again, running in 7th spot. Just ahead of him is the 6th place of Finley. There we see Andy Belmont and Dill Whittemore, who have swapped spots now. Whittemore back to 3rd and Belmont once again in 2nd. Leslie's still there with him. Tracy Leslie in the Zinser Paint Products Ford down a lap and running with lead lap cars.
Dill Whittemore now giving Andy Belmont all he can handle. That's the last thing Belmont wanted to see in the closing stages of this one, but he'll have no choice as Dill Whittemore has mounted a very, very strong run from the 21st starting position up to third and working on Belmont for second. They squeeze by, thread the lap traffic here through 1 and 2. Whittemore fearless at Toledo Speedway.
Whittemore down inside, Belmont a little loose. Tracy Leslie is right there and acted like a lead lap car, even though he is not. He is definitely racing with these guys, wants to stay close in case anything happens that would improve his chances of getting a lap back. He is right there in a battle for second spot. Way out in front, though, Blaze Alexander is getting the job done. He is our leader with Belmont. Whittemore fighting for second. The closing laps of the 8th race in the season in the ARCA Menards Series. Andy Belmont holding on for dear life in second spot right now, getting all he can take from Dill Whittemore on the inside, and Bill Baird has moved up there into 4th spot.
That's a heated battle, and I'll tell you, it's probably going to get even worse. It just did for Dill Whittemore, who took a shot from Bill Baird off the second corner. That'll turn him around, hit nothing, though, and continues on.
Well, he checked up behind Belmont, and Baird just tagged him with nowhere to go. A little bit of the accordion effect. Now we can see some damage to Whittemore, and he is awful anxious to get back out there and try to find the spot he just vacated. Let's take another look at it here. Watch Belmont, who sort of checks up a little bit. Whittemore gets into the back of him, and Baird takes care of the rest. Whittemore spinning in the grass, does get it turned around in a big hurry, back on the gas and out onto the racetrack. Another look from on board. See?
Yeah, it was that accordion effect. As you mentioned, Belmont checked up, Baird or Whittemore tagged him, and then Whittemore got tagged by Baird.
So just one of them deals, as the king would say. A racing accident has taken Dill Whittemore out of this battle for second spot, and Bill Baird dives inside on Andy Belmont to take the number 2 spot away. So Belmont on old tires is having his trouble. Bill Baird on fresh ones is getting the job done. Tracy Leslie is still in front of him, and Leslie is a lap car, remember. So let's see if Bill Baird can get around the 21 of Tracy Leslie and continue on his march towards leader, Blaze Alexander.
That's one lap car that probably won't be easy to pass, though, considering he's running so well. So Baird may have his hands full with the veteran, Tracy Leslie. And of course, Leslie knows his way around Toledo Speedway. He cut his short track teeth here at Toledo Speedway in the local late model division before he became the ARCA champion, before he moved on to the NASCAR Busch Series. So he's very familiar with this place, and right now giving Baird a handful.
Baird down on the inside, but he gets balked by a slower car, tags the back end of Leslie just a little bit with Norm Benning in the neighborhood. And now Bill Baird lost some ground there just a bit. As Leslie scoots away, Bill Baird is going to have to try to reel him in again.
And there's Bob Schacht I see in the picture now as well. Remember, he took on fresh tires as well, just like Bill Baird. So obviously Schacht will be a contender before this one shakes out.
Add to the fact that Tracy Leslie is doing a great job here. The fact that Toledo is so hard a racetrack to pass anybody on, Baird certainly has his work cut out for him.
That's for sure. He needs to dispose of Tracy Leslie in a hurry, though, if he has a hope and a prayer of running down Blaze Alexander, who has got himself a comfortable margin in the latter stages of this one. I'll tell you, Baird's going to have to hustle.
Well, Baird has once again closed the gap. Relatively clear racetrack in front of him. Tracy Leslie, a veteran driver, has used those lap cars to his advantage, scrubbing Baird off his bumper every chance he gets. They both drop a couple of wheels into the grass and come up on the high line down the back straight here at Toledo. Tracy Leslie with a slightly higher line. Baird keeps looking inside, but every time he does, there's somebody there. And here's Schacht, who just takes away third from Andy Belmont. Belmont's pedaling backwards on those old tires.
And Bob Schacht's working forward on those new tires. Schacht, we mentioned before, 19-time series winner. I'll point out that 13 of those victories came in the short tracks. 6 Super Speedway wins for Bob Schacht, all 6 at Pocono, by the way. But Schacht, as we all know, is very effective in the short tracks.
Baird still working on the back of Leslie, but once again, as he makes an opportunity to pass, there's a slower car in the way. The 06 this time, once again, Dennis English, just trying to finish this one up as an unwilling participant in this battle for second.
No doubt Tracy Leslie wants his lap back, although I'm not sure that holding up Bill Baird will get it for him, because remember, Blaze Alexander has nearly a straightaway advantage over Baird. and the 75 of Bob Schacht, who's coming in a hurry.
Well, Schacht is the one getting the benefit of this held-up situation here as Baird. It's not really a battle for second. Baird is the only car in second position right now. The battle will come if Schacht is able to get up there. Once again, Baird looks inside, and once again, a slower car is there.
Right now, that slower car is Norm Benning, the 84 car series veteran, is going to hold up Baird again.
Baird has used that split a slower car move a couple of times very effectively, where he's had enough room to go down inside. So it isn't really as though it's not working, it's just that the opportunities are not presenting themselves. And now with Blaze Alexander on the final lap, Baird's going to come up short. Schacht is probably going to come up short, and Blaze Alexander indeed is going to get his first ARCA win here tonight. A fine job and a smart decision to stay out. Track position is everything at Toledo, and Blaze Alexander learned that somewhere along the line. He used the knowledge to win tonight. The crew is celebrating. The driver will join them, and so will we right after this.
Hey, get out there and jump up down on the top. That'll, baby.
Well, I'll hold down the fort up here, but Don Radebaugh is headed down to victory lane to join the party in full progress.
Well, finally, your first career ARCA Bondo Marhide Series victory after God knows how many tries. I know it feels great. Congratulations. How about the strategy? One of the few front runners that did not come down pit road.
Wow, I don't know. Dave made the call. You know, Dave and Carl and Dwayne, all the guys on this crew, man, they deserve it more than anybody. And they made the call to stay out, and this car was just so good that, you know, I trusted them. And, man, I knew we had the track position. That was probably going to do it here. And I'll tell you what, it's been a long time coming.
It certainly did it here tonight. Was that the strategy from the start to stay out, or did that plan develop as the race went on?
Well, it was just see how it goes. I mean, our car was so good, it wasn't slowing down much, and we were just going to chance it. Bill Baird was a little bit faster, but we were fast on long runs, and I mean, we just wanted to. We thought if we could get out and it could go green like it did, I mean, that was it. That's what we needed. But you know, I got to thank all our sponsors. You know, they've been with us: Lisa Express, Sunoco, Mannheim, New Perkins Family Restaurant. Man, I'll tell you what, my mom and dad, he's not here tonight. He's going to be pissed. But I'll tell you what, it's a good job, man.
He might be mad, but I guarantee you the crew is ecstatic. A great run tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Indeed, with Blaze Alexander picking up his first win over veteran and points leader Bill Baird, also veteran Bob Schacht, both of whom changed tires late in the race, came up short. Andy Belmont pedaled back a little bit, but still held on to fourth spot. Jimmy Kitchens leads the next 10. Ron Cox and Carl Long. We hope you see the name of your favorite driver out there, those of you that are ARCA fans, all the way down to all 32 cars, the second of which was Bill Baird, and he's now with Don Radebaugh.
Well, after starting from the pole, you led most of the way. Still a strong run in third. If you had it to do over again, Bill Baird, would you have come down pit road or would you have stayed out?
Probably would have. I mean, you know, what we was lacking in that deal was a caution. I mean, we run the leaders, you know, second, third place car back from way back, and the lap cars wouldn't give us a break out there. It took us 10 laps to, you know, to get back up with the lead pack, and they just got to start giving us a little bit more respect, you know. But hey, it was a good race. We didn't tear anything up. We finished the race and on lead laps. That's what we come here for, in top 5, gain some of the points again.